Welcome all as we congregate to the greatest toy line in community, ever growing, ever changing. As we collect and adapt these figures to our own imaginations and embrace the fun, there's much to learn, especially if you're new to Mythics. Hello and welcome to another episode of New to Mythics, episode 71 with Darla Akerman and the guy next to you. I'm not sure who that guy is, but
I'm just here.
Vaguely familiar.
I can actually leave now, right?
No.
I've got some kind of hey.
I got my I'm small.
Love it.
Yeah.
We're all cool. We are all cool. I'm just gonna say this. I'm probably more nervous than you are.
Oh.
I don't know that that's possible.
I'm pretty nervous. And the notes help me. Like, I know it's kind of like Curtis will make fun of me because I'll have like notes on like things I'm gonna ask or things I'm gonna talk about. But if not, I would just be like, what's your favorite color? Or what, just like I don't even know what to ask. So like I think about things that I can ask, but I like it to be conversational and organic. So
I totally like your notes. I was just surprised that you share that with other people when you're doing your live show, that like it's just this little chicken scratch with a marker.
It is chicken scratch, but it's kind of like being transparent. Like I'm not gonna spring stuff that, I mean, I might, but I usually don't. Like, it's just, this is what we're going to talk about. That way you can prepare yourself for, whatever the topics are or whatever. So, I want to have a good show. I want everyone to be comfortable and have fun.
For sure.
And I want Darla to come back.
Yeah.
Can I share a story, Darla, before we start?
Sure.
So, and it's a story that I feel bad about. And I've told a few people. This was last year at Legion's Con, and I don't know you very well. I mean, I recognize you. I know who you are, and you know who I am, I think. And I was like, hey, everybody, I just got there, I think, and saying hi to everybody, and, and hugs and handshakes and all this stuff. And hey, blah, 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 blah. And you're over there, and I'm like, Darla. And I don't remember exactly what happened, but I was like, I want to see those capes that you have. I'm so excited. And I think it was Friday, like when you guys were still getting ready or something. And you're like, oh, sure. I'll take you over there and I can show you in the hall. And I'm like, oh, really? And I was like, so excited. But then I had, hey, Schmerber. And then I'm like over here, like ADHD. And I'm like, oh. And like you were just standing there and waiting for me. And you're probably like, this bastard. Like, I want to show you these. And I'm like, wait, and I'm like, and I felt so bad. So I'm like, Darla, let's go. I'm so sorry. And then we went and I looked, but I was so overwhelmed with the choices that I didn't pick anything.
I can tell you that she wasn't thinking that because she doesn't talk like that. So.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, that's part of the fun. The chaos is part of the fun.
I try to be respectful of everyone, and I didn't mean to be disrespectful of you and your time. So I've always felt bad about that. So I'm glad that you're here so I could say officially that I am sorry. I didn't mean to, take up your time and be rude and talk to everybody else because I'm like a dog. So like, if you know my name, I'll like, what? You know what I mean? So that was just me. So I get kind of stimulation overload at Legion's Con.
Can I take his name off the shit list now?
You're not
like half a race, so now it's just
I don't have a list.
Anyways, so now we got that out of the way. I just wanted to get that out of the way between us and say thank you very, very much. I know this is not your thing. You're not like this guy here that is always in front of the camera, or me, I guess you could say. I know you don't do this very often, but I appreciate it very much. I think pretty much most people know who you are and what you do. But I would love to have a little bit of opportunity. I have a few slides, but just to show like the stuff that you make and kind of showcase your talent a little bit.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. So what inspired you? So what was the reason that you're like, you know what? I'm going to start making some soft goods here. So was it Curtis? Like, what was it that?
Because he was spending money buying stuff, and I took a look at somebody's cape he had.
I think it was Max Bird.
And I said, you know, we can make these. And so I made one for him, and then other people saw them and said, oh, I need one of those. And then it just snowballed from there.
Were you kind of surprised at like the cost of some of these, or did Curtis not share that?
Oh, like, no, he's yeah, some of them are a little pricey, but I love Max Bird stuff. I do too. Good. And of course, C. Jessam and
yes,
all the other ones.
Max Bird's set here.
Yeah.
That kind of changed Arena into a cooler, but it's really elaborate. And I love the gold scroll on there. I think it's kind of cool. But yeah, there's kind of like a thing where it's like, as an artist or someone that creates something, you know how much work, time, effort, materials that you put into it. But so now you have to kind of turn that into like, how do I quantify that? Like, how do I make it something that's affordable for someone? And then, and you feel like you're getting, you know, the proper amount for your effort, but they're also getting, you know, in their mind, something that's worth it. Like, how did you figure that out? Was that something that Curtis helped you with, or?
He definitely helped me with it, but we probably aren't making money on those, really.
No, I would say we're probably losing money.
But it's more important to me that people have something that they like on their figure that makes it special to them. So it's not about the money, you know.
Yeah, it's really more kind of subsidizing the hobby. You know, like it's like if you figure in materials and then how much time, I mean, she works all year long on this, and we really only sell at 2 cons. We sell at Mesquite Con and then Legion's Con. So, and next year will be Carver Con. Yes. So, you know, working all year long and the fabric and stuff, like we're definitely losing money on it. But she's like, it makes people happy to have these, right? So
is it like, is Darla doing something that's kind of involved with something that you love? Is that something that you kind of like are able to do together? So like, it's like, it's you're kind of like, I can go with Curtis to these cons and kind of sit there, or I could be more interactive and like maybe make something and you know what I mean? Like you could be part of this hobby.
Absolutely. Because I don't paint really. I haven't tried painting yet, but, it's just something I can do to be a part of the community, and it's a good community to be in. So
were you kind of surprised, like when you found out like how many damn good people there are in this?
It was a nice surprise, because I went to my first Legion's Con was 2023. So I've been to 2, and we got done with that one, and I was like, yeah, I would like to come back.
I don't even think it was before the con. It was when we got done with Intern. Like she fell in love with the people at the studio.
They're wonderful.
They're characters, but they're like the nicest people and like so open and friendly.
Yeah,
but crazy. A little crazy. Some of them are a little crazy. I'm thinking that's fun.
She came 2023, and I thought it was just gonna. In fact, that was the plan. It was a one-time thing. Like, you know, just come and I just want you to see what it's about, so that when I tell you stories and stuff, like you kind of understand what I'm talking about and stuff. And yeah, I mean, I don't think that Legion's Con had even started. We went through Intern, we went through G-Con, and then she was like, "Yeah, I'm coming back next year." I'm like, we haven't even started the convention yet. So
I already knew faces from some of the people because he always had the shows going.
Right.
And so some of that was familiar, and to see them in person was really cool.
I agree.
and then to become friends with them is even cooler.
Yeah, I mean they're real people, and they're just quality human beings. Yeah, 23 was my first Legion's Con as well, and I remember like I had watching these YouTube shows, I had recognized, like I knew who Curtis was, I knew who Jesse was, I knew who Jordan was, and Van. And to see them actually in person, and I'm like, I'm in New Jersey. I've never been in New Jersey before. This is insane. And I'm in this huge, like, I like these figures, but now I'm in this huge, you know, building full of like crazy, insane fans. And like, I was so like enthralled with the line, but also how cool these people were. Like, Curtis was like one of the, I've said this many times, but Curtis was like the second person I met in this community, and like and that was kind of your experience too, Darla. It's like the people that you met were nice. If they were jerks, you'd be like, Babe, I don't want to go back. Like those people suck. Go yourself and have a good time.
And
God
just
bless.
the creativity on all, like walking through and looking at the tables if you get a chance. But it's just amazing. So many talented people out there.
So much talent. Absolutely. It's unbelievable. But yeah, I had such a great time, and I'm glad that it worked out for you too, and that you got to know people. And that's kind of been like my fiance Rhiannon. She went, but like she just wanted to have a break because she takes care of her dad. So like she stayed in the room for the whole weekend, and I felt bad. I would like go and check on her, and she was like doing her nails, and she had all of her snacks and was watching. So she's like, I'm fine. You go do your thing. Like, but I think her seeing my interactions with people and like wanting to travel, you know, hundreds and hundreds of miles to, you know, have meetups with friends and stuff in this community. She's like, she had to think like there must be something to this. Like, it's not just the figures. I could buy them online. It's you know, I'm taking these pilgrimages. Is that the right way to say it? For friends, you know what I mean? To see my friends again. So, you know, she was like, this might be something. So like now she's, you know, is that Guesagoy? Is that Brian Carr? Is that Curtis? Is that, you know, so like she's, you know, who's that talking? So like when you're on Curtis, she's like, is that Curtis? Do I hear Curtis? I'm like, yeah. She's like, is that Jeremy talking? She's like, and I'm like, yeah. So it's like she's, you know, she's not buying into it yet, but she understands the quality people, I think.
Yeah.
So
well, maybe she'll sneak out of the hotel room next time. So
I'm hoping so. So I think she will. And she's interested in sewing too. She's sewn since she was a young girl. Speaking of that, so what is your experience with sewing? Like, have you always?
I just grew up in a household where I've my two older sisters sewed. They made all their clothes for school. And back then it was like the long dresses were popular, and I saw them doing it. So I started very early just on my mom's sewing machine. And it was just something it came easy to me, and I enjoyed it.
So you just started making things.
Yeah.
I think that's like one of the coolest, like to take fabric and make something, especially if you're a big man. If I could make something that actually fits me and like I would look okay, like that's magic to me. That's like witchcraft or something. Like,
no, it's not difficult. It's just like painting or whatever. You just start little and eventually it becomes second nature.
That's pretty
I think the thing that we found out getting into it is the thing that takes the longest is coming up with the pattern, like figuring out the pattern of how, you know, once you put it all together, what it's going to look like, how it's going to flow. That part takes the longest. So then once you have a pattern down, then it's just a matter of like actually doing it. And I think one of the other things that we struggled with early on was finding the right gauge wire. Like we must have tried, you know, a dozen different wires just because you want something that's not going to be too thin to where it doesn't hold its shape, but you don't want it to be too thick to where it's hard to pose or it gets like kinks in it or anything. So, yeah.
Now, how do you get it to not poke through the fabric?
On the ends, if it's just one end where it's not connected, you just curl it, like curl it into itself like a loop.
So there's not a
A
sharp
lot of
edge.
hers, a lot of hers, like it connects all the way around though. So there's not an end that's by itself that will poke. You know, so like with one of these, like this is kind of just a like a basic one. And like the wire actually goes all the way around. It's one wire, and then down somewhere around here, she'll like crimp those together, right?
Okay.
Either
So
crimp or you can loop it around each other.
So even the neck part, like where it goes around there, there's one continuous
yeah, it's
wire?
just one continuous
Wow.
wire. So you don't have any ends that can poke out, but
Right.
there are some that we have that would have ends like that, and then that's when she like loops it over and tries to make it big enough at the end to where it's not going to poke through the fabric.
Just trial and error because I don't really know what I'm doing.
It had to help that you had Curtis. I mean, he knows about soft goods and how the figures look with, because I think like some people, like I'm thinking of Eric Miller, where he said soft goods, you know, to him, a lot of it doesn't look right. Like it doesn't look natural. And I think C. Jessam has really improved on like the fit of their soft goods, making it look like a real human's clothes. And that's got to be tricky, like, you know, the scale and the size.
I think one of the things that she does really well, and maybe you can talk to this, I don't know how you do it, but like the stitches are so close together that it doesn't look like it's sewn on our scale. It looks like it's sewn
right
in that world, you know.
That's got to be a huge thing, because like if the stitches are too big, or like it'd be like, you know, the littles where they have like the big button
yeah
on there, you know what I mean? It just wouldn't look right. And I think that these days soft goods have gotten so complex. You know, I was looking at that protector figure. I don't know if you have that one, Curtis.
Which one?
It's that Superman, but it's called like
Protector of Metropolis.
But like the suit is like so like he's got like little cufflink like buttons, and like the suit is like, it's like a little man suit. It's just
it's like tailored perfectly.
It's like, did you shrink the people to make this? Like, do they have these little tiny doll hands where they can? It's insane. There was a tie, and I had to untie it to get it around his head, and it was like, this is insane. Like, my hands I can't do that.
Yeah,
but it's just
I don't want to do anything that's that involved. I'll leave that to the professionals. But I don't know. I like the basic one, but then Curtis had me do some different ones. If you want to show those.
Yeah, well, this was the one from MesquiCon. So that's like the exclusive that we had from this past year.
Yeah, I love that blue.
So so this one we won't have again because it wasn't exclusive. But one of the things that we heard while we were up there was some people had been asking for capes for like AWOC. And so what we're going to have this year, there's that one. So that one is kind of the same cape as this.
Yeah.
So this new one that we're going to have this year, and this is kind of the first time we're showing this, it's a little bit longer. So it'll still work for a dwarf, but it'll also work for AWOC, and it would work as a short kind of hooded cloak for a 1.0. So this gives you options for kind of whatever you want to put it on, whereas the old one kind of only really worked on a dwarf.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But I love the color. Rhiannon was like, she loved that color. I do too. How do you go about
this another one that we're gonna have this year? So
very nice.
Kind of more of a Xylona kind of one. So
how do you decide like what colors are? You know, do you just try different one? Okay.
No, that's not true. She goes to Hobby Lobby and she'll pick out a bunch of different fabrics, and then she'll come home and say, I've got this and I've got this, and I was thinking about putting this with this, and I'll go, yeah, sure, whatever, that's cool.
Show them that one.
Yeah,
it's good to get the feedback.
This one she only has a small amount of, but like she's got this one with like tie-dye.
Oh, that's rad.
It's like, this light blue on one side and it's tie-dye on the other. Cool. So, we're not going to have a ton of those because I don't think that's going to be super popular, but somebody's going to want it. So,
yeah, you never know. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
And then I don't want to, we've got another one that's kind of a special one for Legions Con. So this one we've shown this on the Mythic Enabler
I've seen that, yeah,
page. But yeah, this is the new one for this year. This one's quite a bit of extra work. I know this one takes her some time because you got to make the fur is not easy to work with. And so getting the fur on there, and then it's got a chain attachment and stuff. And yeah, so that one's a little bit more work.
And a video from Curtis showing how to put it on.
Yeah.
There's an elastic strap that goes over the arms and behind the back. So there's a little trick to put it in.
Well, even just so, like when she first started doing it, I had told her, I'd shown her some of like the Max Bird ones, and I'm like, you know, whether it's the Horseman, Max Bird, whatever, they have like the holes for the pauldrons, and I'm like, I hate those holes. Like this was just for me. I was like, I hate those holes because you got to try to line them up perfectly, and then you got to try to heat up the figure, but you don't want to heat it with the soft goods on it because you don't want to melt the soft goods. And I'm like, can you just like make like a strip along there? She's like, well, I can do a buttonhole. I'm like, I don't know what that means, but okay, cool.
Sounds good. Yeah, let's try that.
So that's what she did. So she made this little kind of hole that goes across, and I've seen people that will take this and put it like over the neck. And
I've seen that.
You can do that, but it's really meant for the pauldrons to go into there. And it's just so that you don't have two individual holes. You can, you know, just plug it in like that. But that's what I liked about it. But, you know, I've seen some people put it over the neck and they like it like that. And it's like, hey, however you want to do it, it's your cake.
Yeah,
man.
it's your cake, bro. You do it how you want to do it. But yeah, I love the buttonhole, or however you call it, because I think it's genius because those holes are so small. And sometimes you're trying to put it through more than one piece of fabric. Like there's some figures that have like the tabard, and then you've got the cape, and then the pauldron peg you're trying to put through different, like, it's like, bro, I'm not that good at this, man. I'm trying.
Well, and most of the community is guys who have really big fingers. So it's not going to work very easily.
And we're getting oldish. So make it easier. So yeah, it's nice because, you know, you have that whole, you know, line to be able to put the pauldrons on there, and it's easier, and you can kind of open it a little bit to see, you know, how to put it in there. So
the
ogre size is a little different because they've got them further apart. So there's the two buttonholes in the.
You would grab that one. So that's for like this guy here. So.
Yes.
Yeah. So that one's got, instead of one long one across the back, I think it's got two buttonholes.
Two smaller ones.
So it's basically the same thing, but it's two longer buttonholes rather than one that goes straight across. So
now I'm noticing Mark's picture has it on the other way. So is it reversible? You can have
Yeah, most of hers that will have two colors, like you can display it that way or you can display it this way. So like I think one of the first ones that she did was a silky black and purple, and you know, we've seen some people would do the black on the outside and the purple on the inside, or switch it around. So any of the ones that are kind of like this with a buttonhole, those are definitely reversible. But obviously the hooded ones are not. So
is it harder to make them reversible? Like, is there an extra step that you have to do?
The basic one, no, because you're just taking two fabrics and putting them together. But the hooded ones, I haven't quite figured out how to make them reversible, and because they're attached at the neck, so I'm not quite sure how to do that. I'm not a pattern maker, so this is all trial and error for me. So
is it like sorry, I have you guys still embiggen. Sorry about that.
You're fine.
Like, don't embiggen me. Curtis is like, embiggen me.
I'm just here because she told me I had to be here. I even tried to put my chair on the other side so I could get up and leave. And she's like, if you get up and leave, I'll just stop the interview right there.
No. I feel like sometimes the reversible is like a different fabric, though. You know?
Yeah, sometimes it is. I just have had different ones. Some of the satin ones are just different color, but the same fabric.
Is there some fabrics that you have are easier to manage or easier to work with than others?
Definitely. The satin, the silky stuff is kind of slippery, and the like these, it's much easier to work with because it's actually flannel. So it kind of sticks together, so it doesn't slide or anything.
So
Fur, I'm not a big fan of fur, so
I was gonna I was working my way to that because I've seen some soft goods with fur, and I've seen like some figures, like Ragna is one of my favorite figures. It comes with a piece of fur, and it's kind of a weird. It sheds, and it's like, you know, how do you put it on there? Do you like stitch it on? Like, how do you attach the fur to your cape on that one that you guys showed?
The fur on that one is actually sewn between the two fabrics. Like the edge of it is sewn between, so it's hooked in pretty well.
Yeah.
And I haven't really done any other fur too much.
You're like, I'm not really
it's
wanting to do that again.
And, you know, gets in your face and
yeah.
But
yeah, I could see that. So has there been like other things that you created where you're like, I don't really like doing this. Let's kibosh that. Like, have you had like trial and error and things didn't work?
A few patterns that I would make and it would just look goofy, and then I'd trash that and start over. But I do have a suit pattern because I made a suit for D13's angel size. So I did make a pattern for that, and that took a little bit of work, but I finally got it.
Nice. I look forward to seeing that.
Yeah, Chris has shown it, but I don't know that anything will ever happen with it. We just you know, kind of sent it to him he said it'd be cool to have something like this and that, and we sent him a few things, and I don't know that it'll ever see the light of day other than that. So
have a good night.
We love you too, Greg.
Yeah. Totally made me forget what I was going to ask you. Darla, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
My man cave is very small, so she's trying to extract herself without knocking over my priceless collection of figures. Like a bull in a china shop. Yeah. Be careful. I love you. Have a good night. What is your interest in Mythics, like on your own? I saw that you had got a Lithia. Where'd the picture go? Was it given to you, or what was the story?
What did I win that from?
I think that was from Lynn.
I think so.
Yeah.
So was that like your first?
No, Curtis bought me Ziri because I loved Ziri. So
yes, I love Ziri too.
It's kind of grown on me because when he first started getting them, I thought, oh, those are pretty cool, but I'm not a collector. So it was like it made him happy. So it was cool. But as I've been making capes for them and going to shows and stuff, there are a few that I really, really like.
Love you. Yeah, I'm thinking of Ziri because like her poncho is such a weird design.
Yeah.
You know, and like a few of them, but I think it's kind of cool because like if you think about it, these aren't humans, these are aliens, and like their concept of clothing and how it works, or the construction or the design, it's not going to be like ours, you know what I mean? So in that sense it kind of makes sense, but when you're trying to drape it on your figure to make it look cool, it's like, wait, where does this go? Where does this flap? So is that something that
I think she kind of had an attachment to Ziri too, because we went to that intern, and that was when they were working on the Ziri statue, the big one. And, you know, so she got to kind of see that. And then I think that's the one where C. Jessam and Keithlin had shown up late. And so they had missed some of the intern stuff. And like she was all cute. She's like, oh, you got to come over here and see this. And was like taking her over to show her the Ziri that they were working on and stuff. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Were you able to like compare, like at this time were you already working on stuff or not really?
I had stuff that first year, yeah.
So you're like, I'm a bit of a designer myself.
No.
Let me show you some of my wares.
I just was excited for them to see their design bigger. It was really cool.
They're so nice. They're such nice people.
Yeah.
And that's got to be surreal for them to see. I mean, I'm looking around me and like all the soft goods and all these figures that I have around me are made by them. And like, but multiple like produced, you know, in the thousands. It's got to be like,
not only are they so talented, but like they, you know, they bring their kids and stuff, and it's just like a great family. Like they're just sweet people. So
absolutely. Absolutely. So where do you get your inspiration from, Darla? Like, where do you, you know, I'm going to try this or I'm going to try that? Is like Curtis kind of your guiding, or like his figures, what he brings home or what?
Yeah. He will tell me, oh, it'd be cool to have this or that. Also, just listening to the shows, and people will say, oh, I'd like to have some pants, or I'd like to have this or that. And
you should tell them your Corn Boy story.
Oh, Corn Boy was on, whose show was that?
Legion's Ladies.
And he was talking about his Brontus.
Yep.
And he loves Thing.
Yes.
So after the show, I told Curtis, I said, we need a blue, like, pants, whatever you call it.
Shorts. Yeah.
For his Brontus. And so I bought some blue fur and I made it for him, and we sent it to him. And then he brought it last year to Legion's Con and let us display it on our table.
I love that. I hadn't heard that story.
That's awesome. She even made like a little, so she put like a Fantastic Four logo on his shorts, but it was like with Velcro, so you could pop it off, and then it had another logo that was a Four Horsemen logo that you could pop on there. So,
that's pretty smart.
Yeah,
that's pretty smart. Keeps calling me. Quit calling me. I had Michael Caspar. He just called me. I'm like, bro, what are you calling me right now, dude? Yeah, I love the Horsemen. Like, they're just the nicest, coolest people, and they're fans of you know, toys and figures and collecting and all that. So how do you feel about Curtis? Like how he's perceived, like his persona in this community? It's got to be like, I think about that, like not just Curtis, but like Jeremy or, you know, Corn Boy or whatever. It's like people, like my girlfriend is like, oh, you're famous in this game. I'm like, that's not the right word. But like in this community, we're like, Curtis and I are active. Like we do shows and we talk to people, and we, you know, we're not shy at all. And we don't mind like rubbing elbows and being amongst our friends and people. Hold on a second. Here we go. Okay, sorry about that. I had to rescue my dog. He was scared of the box on the stairs. So I was asking about Curtis and how he is perceived in this community, how he's kind of like a celebrity with action figure, like tribute and all that stuff.
Now people are going to think that you actually stopped it because like I didn't like her answer or something.
You just put that idea out.
That's what they're going to be thinking. They're like, oh, well, she must not have had the right answer. Curtis had to, like,
the lost tape of what happened.
I haven't said anything, just so everybody knows.
He has not. I will. Yes. And Darla she doesn't lie. She doesn't cut. She will vouch for you on that. So like, it's got to be weird to see Curtis like as like through other people's eyes, and like when you go to the cons and stuff and people like Curtis, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
how is that for you? That's got to be strange. And people know you now too, like it's famous by association, and now you're a person too that like people just know.
I am a person. Thanks, Murphy.
You know what I mean.
It's how do I say? It makes him happy. It's something that he really enjoys, and he loves the people, and so that makes me happy when he's doing it, because it's something that he loves, and it makes his heart happy, which makes him nicer to me. So because really it's selfish, maybe. But I do get a little worried that like at Legion's Con, people will come up and say, hey, and then I'll look at them and know their face, but not remember their name. And it's like, I don't want to do that. I'm going to have to look through all the pictures from last year.
Yeah, I know.
Who's this person? Like, who's that person?
Google Glasses. So our glasses would tell us, hey, Frank, how are you?
Yeah.
I met him.
For anybody that has like been to G-Con the last couple of years and has arrived early and they've seen me quote unquote managing the line, my antics managing the line is all to make her laugh. Like it is like I will, you know, just kind of separating people, and these people are over here and these are over here, and kind of riffing on people and stuff. And then I'll look over at her and she's just like cracking up, and I'm like, that's it's all worth it.
It's my persona. It's you know, it's just but yeah,
so if you ever see me acting like a card, you know, before G-Con, turn and see if Darla's smiling, and I bet you she is. So
I had to check with Trevor to make sure he was okay, because Curtis he's kind of mean to him sometimes. And I had to check with Trevor and go, are you okay?
I mean, does this look like we're having problems, me and Trevor? I mean, I'm just saying.
No, Trevor assured me that it's fine. He can handle him. So
absolutely
good.
Yeah, Trevor's a good guy. And he does take a ribbing, but he knows that it's all in love and respect. And
I only give shit to the people that I love. So
you said that many times, and I agree with that.
That means she gets it worse than anybody.
Oh, I'm sure.
So sometimes I'm thankful that he has shows to go on.
Right? Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I feel the same about like me and my time and my fiance. Like, I think she was not sure, because like I've known her not a long, probably like 5 or 6 years, and I've been part of this community for almost 4. And so there was a time when I wasn't, you know, like I wasn't part of this. So she sees how happy it makes me to be part of something that accepts me for who I am, and I'm surrounded by so many good people, you know, like she believes that now. Like she's like, oh, that person was really cool, or that person was really nice, and oh, they did that for you, you know, like she sees that, and like you see Curtis, like it makes us happy to like be part of this and have friends across the country or across the world that we consider our friends. Like I feel so rich having these friends, because I consider them my friends. Like, because you know, Curtis is like my brother. Like, you know, if I didn't have this community, I wouldn't know these amazing people.
That's true.
You know? So
and that's really the most important thing in life. So it always comes down to other people. Just
absolutely
people.
Absolutely. But you also have to balance, and that's something like that I'm learning. And she'll tell me, she'll be like, another show, really? You know, and but she knows she knows it makes me happy, but you have to balance too. Like you have to be like, you know, like I had booked you guys and I had 2 other shows on one day, and I'm like, I don't think it's gonna work. Like I want to give as much time and effort and energy and you know, concentration on the person that I'm talking to give them that respect. And so if I'm, you know, trying to rush or trying to, you know, focus on something else, then, you know, I'm not giving the person that I'm talking to that respect. So it's definitely a balance.
Some of us are just more social than others, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that's fine. Even the shows, I'm usually watching all the shows, but I'm not always in the chat. Like I'll have it playing on the TV and be watching it and stuff, but I don't feel the need to be out there all the time. But some people do.
And I'm the opposite.
I am too. Rhiannon is so shy. She's like the opposite of me. But I was shy when I was young. But here I'm like, I'm with my people. Like I'm accepted. It doesn't matter. Like everyone here is accepted for who they are. You could be the weirdest dude. And like there's a place for you here. So
it's a safe place.
It's a safe place. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So back to the design part, or the soft goods part. How has your designs changed over time? Have you felt like they've become more advanced or more technically like better, or do you feel like they've been the same?
Definitely my seams on the edges have become better. I looked at it, the first cape I made for Curtis, and it had like human sized seams along the edge, and I'm like, that doesn't look right.
Don't show that picture.
So,
Don't show anyone that.
so I've learned just to have it just enough so the wire's in there and then the stitches are right next to it, which is a pain if you hit the wire with your needle and it breaks, and then you have to rip the whole thing apart and do it again.
I'll be in the other room and I'll hear someone, and the machine will just be going, and then I'll hear, and I'm like, you hit the wire, didn't you? She's like, yeah. Then she's got to take the stitches out and pull the whole thing out. And yeah.
What's your exclamation word that you say in your brain when that happens?
I don't know that I have one. I try not to.
Mm-mm.
He uses them enough for both.
You meant to say,
yeah, exactly.
That's funny. That's funny. Do you have like when you are designing or creating something new, do you have like a figure in mind? Does it help like to make, say, and you may not know who I'm talking about, but like a Zaria or a Hera or a Malleus figure, like, Curtis, like, make something for this figure, like, or something that matches that color. Is that how it kind of works, or do you just kind of do like a general design?
I try to do some that match something, and it's not usually a figure, but maybe the size, like the ogre size or a 1.0 or a 2.0. That makes the difference because you can swap them with any of those sizes.
Yeah, I mean, there's sometimes where like she made this tie-dye one, right? And like we have no idea what that's going to go on. But when we go to take pictures for Legions Con, I'm going to have to put it on something. And so we'll just kind of look through and go, okay, who does this make the most sense on, and try to go from there. So a lot of times, what figure it's going to go on is determined after the fact. But sometimes we do look at it and go, hey, we've got a lot of Army of Leodicius. They've got gold and red colors. Mm-hmm. Let's do a gold and red cape because it'll go with a lot of different figures. Or, the black and purple one, one of the first ones that she did, it goes with a lot of the skeletons. It goes with the vampires. Like it can go with, just a knight. It's just kind of a good in general one. Right. So there's a lot of things like that. Now, the Uxak and Baradak, like as soon as we saw those, I said, man, I really wish those things had capes. I mean, they got the little loin piece, but like, it would be really cool if they had capes. So, I mean, 2 years ago,
I was going to say it's been a while.
Like, we were like, hey, we need to make capes for those. And so we had them before the figures ever got in hand. And like, I think Greg was the first one we sent them to. We sent one of each cape to Greg and said, here, like whenever these come in, we've got this. We don't know how well the color is going to match up. We don't even know if the size is going to work for the holes in the back, but here's what we came up with. And I think they came out pretty good.
So. Oh, they came out amazing. Did you try different types of like fabric for the figures before you decided on these? Like, cause they both seem kind of satiny.
Yeah.
Was that like an immediate decision, or was that like, did you try different fabrics?
Yeah. That's what we early on, all of her capes were kind of that satin. So she just recently has gotten into more of kind of the flannels and different things like that. But early on, it was all that satin stuff. And once we found what we felt like were the right colors without having the figures in hand, it was just a matter of kind of finding the right size. And a lot of the capes, they kind of like have a big billowy nature to them, and on those we wanted them a little bit more streamlined, so they don't go out as much to the side. They're more kind of cylindrical, I guess.
That was Curtis's input on the width of it, So I ended up making about 3 prototypes, and he's like, smaller. So finally we got it to a size that he said, yeah, that's good.
So I'm like the focus group. So
That's okay. No, because
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you have a good gauge. You have so many figures and you understand, like, plus, you know, like how a cape is supposed to look, you know, like,
yeah.
Yeah.
So selfishly, I just want one for myself. And then I'm like, you know, if other people like it and you want to make more, that's fine. So
absolutely.
And sometimes it's a happy accident, like the dark green last year.
Well, the one that you did that one cape and then we put it on Thistlethorn. And
not that one.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like for that one, like you didn't intend to make that one for Thistlethorn, right?
Mm-mm.
But then we put it on there and like people were like, oh, that's awesome.
Mhm.
And then we had a pretty cool interaction. You want to tell them about Treadaway coming over and looking at that one?
No, you would tell him. You're a better storyteller than I.
He was going around and looking at the tables and stuff, and he saw the Thistlethorn with that cape, which I think we've got it right there. But I know it's like 2 over in the top. I know Nate Strong did a really good one, a good picture of it where he's got him like walking and holding like an acorn topper as like a hat.
Yeah.
But this is kind of how that looked on him, and it wasn't designed for him. But Eric came over to our table and saw this, and he said, if I was ever to do a version 2 of Thistlethorn, that's how he would look. He said, because I've always envisioned him as kind of a ranger character. Mm-hmm. He goes, and that's what I would want him to look like. And
I'm looking at mine and I'm like, he's like skinny. Like he needs a soft goods cape. He needs something.
Yeah. So, I mean, that recognition was like,
absolutely.
Wow. I mean, to hear that from the guy that's designing the whole line, like,
right. That's got to be validating. Like,
yeah, it was like, and it wasn't even designed, like she didn't make that cape for that character, but it's like, it just works so well.
The color choices and how it looks on
more for this year.
Yeah.
Because people seem to like that one a lot.
Yeah.
Darla.
Please. And those little, like, what do you call those? A brooch? Like she makes all those by hand. So she just like takes, what is it? Like leather.
A leather string almost.
Yeah. And then she ties those into a knot like that. So all of those are hand done.
How do you do that with your hands? That's gotta be.
I don't have man fingers.
Good answer. You can't crack the lobster with your hands, you mean?
No, I can't. I have to bring bottles for him to open.
I was wondering how you did that, because I remember when I think Curtis kind of showed the brooch to some people in the chat, and I was lucky enough to be there, I think, and I was like, how the hell did she do that? I've never seen anyone else make those before.
It's just like a very intricate knot, and I'll come upstairs and she'll have like a bunch of them laid out that she's done before she's attached them to the capes. It's pretty cool looking. So
that is cool. How do they attach to are they just sewed to it, or?
Yeah, I've sewn it on, and then this doesn't open. It just, you slide it over the head. So, but these brown ones, when I had a whole bunch on my desk when I was making them, and they just look like a bunch of raisins sitting on my desk. But yeah, I closed the cape and then I sewed that on top of it just for decoration.
Okay. And do you have like your best sellers? Do you keep track of like, oh, I have these sell quite well. Do I make more? The
purple and black was the satin purple and black. Those were really popular. So I will have more of those. And like I said, I'm going to try to do more of the Thistlethorn, but I'm freaking out because everybody keeps going, oh, there's only 10 more weeks. There's only 9 more weeks. So, I'm trying to work as hard as I can.
Don't stress about it. Like, do what you can, but it's about having fun too, know, and that was going to be kind of the next kind of direction that I wanted to go in, was to ask you, like, I'm curious about your preparation for Legions Con. Like, do you kind of set yourself a goal? Like I want to make this many and this many, or is it kind of just like organic? Like when I say I'm done, or when
Yeah.
it's time to get in the car and go
Yeah.
is, when it's,
I
how does
don't
that work
think,
for you?
I mean, I know, how many did we have last year?
I can't even remember. I think it was like maybe like 120.
Yeah.
Something
I
like
know
So,
there was a bin. You had like a thing, like, and it
Mhm.
was like
yeah.
files. I was looking
Yes.
through, and I was just like, too many
I
choices.
think we already have over 100. So I'd love to get to 200, but I don't know. It depends. It depends on how fast I can go.
And it's like just a mix of, some new stuff, some stuff that people, it was funny with like the Sir Uksak capes because we had them at MesquiCon 2 years ago and nobody wanted them. Like I think we sold maybe like one or two. And then a few months later, like the figure got in hand, and then all of a sudden, I think Joe Vassapolo showed it before even people had it in hand. They had it in the studio, and Joe showed it on like a Forest Horseman o'clock. And all of a sudden, our inbox just blew up with all these people wanting it. It's
I
like
want one. I
we
want one.
just had it at MesquiCon, and nobody wanted these things. And so then we made some more for Legions Con, and they sold out pretty quickly. And then we made some more for MesquiCon this year, and they sold out. So, it's one of those that we'll probably have to make some more again for this year's Legions Con, just because that one's been super popular. So it's kind of a mix of some new stuff, some stuff that people have been asking for, and then whatever kind of like she'll just find like a cool fabric that she's like, I just want to do something with this. Maybe nobody likes it, but I just want to kind of make some with this. So
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I know that, like, because I saw at MuskyCon, you had Upcheck, Sir Upcheck there, Upcheck, and had the cape. And like, that's the best advertisement is just walking by and seeing that cape. It's like, whoa, like it punches up the figure so well. Like it looks so like it's meant to be with this figure.
Well, and we'll chalk it up to the Joe Cam.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah.
Because once he showed it on the Forest Horseman, it blew up. So
thank you, and Joe. then at MesquiCon, Steven actually posed the cape for, because like Steven Bisciotti, he's an amazing poser. So, a lot of times mine are kind of very generic in terms of the cape poses, but yeah, he got that Sir Uksak one, like doing like this like thing where it's like blowing behind him, and it looked fantastic. So
yeah, no, it did. It looked great. I was like, I have one and I want another one. But
yeah,
like,
the cool thing I like about it, like there's certain figures that I didn't like that now, because it's got a certain cape on it from her, like I will not get rid, like Milena, the like the Evil End tribute.
Yeah,
I never liked that character, and it's probably a figure that I would get rid of now, but she's got this like yellow and beige cape that we put on it that we actually made for Amber. Was the first one, because Amber likes yellow and she wanted a cape for that figure, and so put that on it, and now like I love that character. And
you're gonna have
sometimes
to send me a picture of that, because
we
I
actually got
don't
it
think
right
I've
behind
seen
us.
that.
It's right there at the bottom,
and she needs something, because she's got like a weird yellow skin. Like I have her and I love the figure, but
and
she
sometimes
needs something.
Sometimes a character is just a piece of soft good away from
yes
being amazing.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah, so it's this one here.
Oh yeah, that definitely helps that figure.
So it just kind of amps it up a bit, and it's it's just kind of her standard cape design. It's one color on one side, one color on the other, but it just makes it pop a lot more.
Absolutely.
So.
And I think that the Horsemen realized that, because like if you look at their early capes, it was just like a piece of flimsy fabric.
Yeah, that stuff
was
rough.
With like hole punched holes.
Yeah, and like the holes would rip if you pulled it a little bit too much or something. It was like, what is this?
Yeah, it was like, not only was it like hole punched, but it was like right near the edge.
Yes.
So like if you tugged on it a little bit with the pauldron in there, it's just gonna like rip that hole out.
Like your paper at school when you had the hole punch, the 3-punch, and if you didn't do it right, it would yeah, they've come a long way. But I think that they realize that soft goods really ups the figure.
For sure.
Makes it so much better. I did have this. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
To at Legions Con see all the soft goods this year, because it seems like there's a whole lot more people doing it. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited to look around at the tables and see all their stuff.
Yeah. And they're all different. I was just talking about that with somebody else that,
Mm-hmm.
Darla is a name now, and and then there's Joseph Connors and Keon and
Mm-hmm.
the Strups. It's like there's names that are involved with that, but like everyone's stuff is so different.
Yeah.
Well, and that's like, yeah, like we'll have people reach out to us for like a commission type thing. And it's like, well, what exactly are you looking for? Well, I'm looking for like a tabard type thing. Okay, well, then you probably want to go to Joseph, or you want to go to Keon, because they're already doing that.
Mhm.
And, they can do this, that, and the other, or whatever. And, because it's not worth making a brand new pattern for something that somebody else is already doing.
Right.
So I know we'll send people their way, and I'm sure, vice versa. If somebody came to them and said, hey, we just want a reversible cape that's this and that, they'd probably say, well, hit up, Curtis and Darla at Legion's Con or something. So
I haven't done any tattered ones. Like mine are pretty basic, new looking. So
have you thought about that? Like
I have. I don't have time. It's like I'm trying to get the basic ones done.
I'm trying to get her to work on something for Legion's Con for the armory experience. We'll see. She hasn't even looked at it yet. She's probably telling me to shut up right now. But like, I know one of those waist pieces. I forget what show, but one of the shows was kind of talking about it, where they're like, there's the one belt. I think it's the Terpiculi belt that comes with like the Red Death loin piece.
Yeah.
But with that on like the cloth legs, it like creates this like gap that kind of looks odd. But if you created a piece similar to like what the Legendary Barbarian has, where you just kind of have a tattered like cloth piece that kind of goes over that, it would really cover that transition well.
Makes it look more natural.
Yeah. So talking about, can we do something like that that's, super small and cheap, and maybe it's only a few bucks, and, people could buy that and add it to their armory experience. So
that's a good idea.
Because gladiators don't use capes, I was told.
Not really. No, not really.
No.
It seemed like they would get in the way. And if you have this chest, you want to be able to,
no capes.
No capes. Leave it to Batman. For sure. So like I saw this picture that I had taken this picture. And I'm like, oh, look, there's Darla right there. You're kind of like in this crowd of like attention getting people. I mean, look at all those clowns there. I have another picture where you're like against the wall. Like, what am I doing with all these weirdos?
I see my hat way far in the background.
Yeah, you're nearby.
If anybody's wondering where's Curtis at, I see my hat way back there.
Yes, absolutely. So do you have fun, Darla, at these shows? Is this
I absolutely do. And I'm really glad that the ladies are a thing now, because they're wonderful and such a great group. And some of them I don't know very well, but that'll come in time. So it grows every year. So that's cool too.
I think one of our favorite things from last year that we're excited about again this year is hanging out with the McCoys. So we opened up some table space for Tanya last year to show some of her stuff. And, I didn't know Kevin at all. I barely knew Tanya. I just knew that she had been customizing and didn't have a place to show off her customs. And so we offered up some space on our table. But we hung out with them all weekend, and like, they're great. Like we love those two.
Yeah. I had breakfast with them at MuskyCon, and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
We had a blast. Great people.
So they'll be at our table again this year too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's my favorite time of year. Absolutely. But I forgot what I was going to say.
But it's becoming more of that kind of vibe with couples and families and people bringing their kids and all that kind of, like, it's just becoming more of that place. And I think Darla's an example, and I've seen it with other people as well. Like, you bring a family member to this, and whether they're into the toys or not, they fall in love with the community, and that's all it takes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that you guys, especially you, Curtis, have kind of embraced women being part of this. You know what I mean? Like, giving Tanya a platform and showcasing her stuff, and then her finding her voice, and being like this spearheading person in this community now, Legion's ladies and all that stuff with women, and having them, empowering them to create.
Now they've got their own show on Saturdays where they're painting and stuff and encouraging other people to customize, including getting women into customizing. It's been awesome. I mean, I couldn't be more proud of all the things that Tanya's done in a short period of time, and to be able to have her at our table, like, we just love that. So
and Darla is part of that, and that's
for sure
that she's part of that, and embraced in this community, and definitely love to showcase her things that she makes.
Well, Curtis makes me look better than I am too. So.
No, you're definitely the better half. People come to our table, not for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to take up any more of your time. We did an hour, and you're still alive.
Can I give you another question to ask her though?
Yeah, for sure.
You didn't ask her what she felt about being written into the lore of Mythos.
That's a big deal for us geeks, us Mythic nerds. That's a huge deal. So how do you feel about that?
I was thrilled. I mean, how could you not be? But Jeremy also knows that when we get those, that I read it to Curtis. And so I'm reading along, and then I get to that part and I'm like, what?
Wait. Stop right there. Now, Curtis has said many times that Darla reads me this or Darla reads me that. That is a real thing. Is that real?
Thing.
You really read to him?
I do.
I thought that was Curtis just being funny.
No, I've sent Jeremy videos of like pretty much each figure obscura. She'll read like the whole write-up that he does and everything, and I'll just record it, and like I'll just send him a little clip of it and stuff. So yeah,
I had no idea.
He does read.
Oh yeah, I know that. I mean, he's a smart.
I'm going to read it anyway, and so why not read it together? So we,
absolutely.
So yes,
yeah,
we
experience it at the same time. Yeah. But like with the Einsamal, like each time that a day would come, like, oh, there's a new story. There's a new story. You got to read me. So that we'd get up, we get ready for the day. We'd sit on the end of the bed, and then she would read through it. And then she gets to that one. Yeah, and it's like, and then all of a sudden there's a Burla in there.
We immediately had to text Jeremy and tell him thank you, and how I was reading it and came across it, and he was just laughing. He thought that was so funny.
I love that. Yeah, that was so cool that they did that. I was so proud of Curtis that they recognized, him in this community, and that he realizes what an important person he is in this community, and to give him a tribute that he deserves was.
I don't know about deserving, but I think it's amazing that they know their audience so well, right? That it's not one of these, like I've seen some other toy lines where they'll do a tribute to somebody, and it's like they try to make it look like that person, right? This isn't one of the, like, Mythic Legions. They don't like put somebody in the line and make it look like them, but they will make a character and go, who's going to love this is this person, because we know that person so well, and they like X, Y, or Z. Let's make it a tribute to them. And then they will, write the story and stuff. And I just think it's amazing that they're so in touch with their community that not only did he know about like the things that I was interested in, but he knew to put her in the story, and that she was going to read it to me. Like he knows, like, I'm going to put this story out. She's going to read it, and they're going to be surprised when they come across it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened.
That thoughtfulness, like they're just like us, like they're, fans of this. And I think that they love the surprises. They're like, the dad at Christmas giving us, the gift that we always wanted. And they have like this childish glee, like when they spring it on us, and they see how we're like, like I think they live off of that. They feed off of that. And it's just, I love it, like just how how personable and close they are. You know, like Cornboy sent me a message one day and was like, "Hey, how do I get a t-shirt, a New to Mythics t-shirt?" And I was just like, "What?" You know, like it just blew me away. And I was like, "Babe, this Cornboy, one of the horsemen wants my t-shirt." Like, you know, and I sent him like a Thing figure because that was something that he and I connected with. Because when I first met him, I had a Thing t-shirt on. He's like, "That's my favorite." And I'm like, I had no idea. I did not know that, but that was something that we connected with. And he's always remembered that. And like, they remember us and they know us, you know, like Jim wears my t-shirt too, or like they know that, hey, Schmerber. And it's like, you know, I don't do this to be known. I do this because it fills me. It feeds my soul and my heart that these people know who I am and I know who they are. And it's like, they treat us with love and friendship and kindness and generosity. And so that they recognizes good. And they do that for Curtis and you. Like that's
it's awesome.
That's fitting, you know.
And then it turns around and like we want to do that as well, right? Like I remember, you know, a couple of years ago you had reached out to me and you're like, you wanted to get into the YouTube thing and you wanted to do something. You were talking about like what kind of shows you could do and how, like what kind of format and when you could do it. And I remember early on thinking, man, I don't know if it's going to work for this guy. Like, I don't know, because like it's I'm just saying it's not for everybody. Right.
It isn't.
But
no, and there's times when I'm like, bro,
but what
the other day I messaged you.
You have a passion for other people, right? And so when you do these shows and you're inquisitive and you want to learn their story and you're talking like people dig that, right? Like that's cool. And it's that same kind of thing that we're talking about with the horsemen. You see that then go through the community to where, you know, it's not just, you know, somebody in the community is like, hey, I want to do a YouTube show so it's all about me and I can, you know, get people to look at me and talk about me and stuff. No, it's about shedding the spotlight on other folks, right? Like,
absolutely.
Like bringing on somebody that maybe hasn't got a whole lot of attention and talk about their work or talk about their collecting habits or, you know, whatever the case may be. So, and now look, you're like everywhere. Like, I mean, you're like Curtis Jr., you know? I mean,
I hope to be one day.
If there's a day of the week that I'm not on YouTube, I'm sure you're filling that slot.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm weaseling in there some way. But
no, you've done an excellent job. So I just want to say, you know, nice job. Yeah.
Thank you. No, I love connecting with people, and I'm one of those people. I don't have family, but I have a lot of friends, and those friends mean everything to me. And I consider you guys my friends and people in the community that want to be friends. I'm there for them. I love that. It feeds me. It fills my heart to be part of this community and having friends. It just, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this. And I'm grateful for you guys tonight being on the show. Darla, you did great, right?
Thanks for having me.
It was okay. You would come back maybe sometime.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe we'll get her on a New to Mythics live.
Yeah. That's okay.
That's easier because then there's a whole bunch of people on screen. You don't have to be the center of attention.
Yeah.
New to Mythics live is easier. Trust me.
It is. Yeah. Because you're not like I might ask you a question, or if you have an opinion on something, you can just throw it out or not. You could just, you know.
Yeah. There's people that go on New to Mythics live and they don't say anything the whole show.
Don't say anything at all. Or they're on their phone the whole time. It's like, why are you here?
Every now and then you'll see Schmerber in the chat going, hey, so-and-so, wake up.
I will. Yeah, I'll do that. Or I'll like embiggen them. I'll be like, hey, get off your phone. Pay attention to the show.
But yeah, that's a fun one too. So
it's fun. Yeah. But I hope you had an okay time, Darla. I really am grateful for you being on here and giving me your time. That's something that I'm always grateful for, people taking time out of their life to actually talk to me. So I'm grateful. I hope people will see this and get something out of it and enjoy watching, you know, me get to know you a little better and telling stories and laughing and having a good time.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm honored to be here and thank you for having me.
anytime.
And if anybody wants to see Darla in person, she will be at Legions Con at the Art by Akerman table in the first row. Yeah, so
and
come
I
see her.
have hugs of all sizes for whatever size you need. I got it for you.
There you go.
Yes. And don't make her wait. If she wants to show you something, go with her. Don't be a schmerber and be like, I'll be right there. I got go with her and look at her amazing soft goods. That didn't sound right, but you know what I mean. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for watching the show. I appreciate it, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Remember, friends, to always have fun, be curious, share, and enjoy what this line has to offer. Come for the toys, but stay for the friends. Good night, and thank you very much.